So, for the people listening and watching, this is another episode of Inside the Mind of a Blerd, and this is the Late Night Ladies Night. Hopefully, we can turn this into a series, and I can have you ladies back because I've definitely enjoyed you ladies thus far, and we haven't even got the official show going. So, and as you can see, I already told the ladies ahead of time I may not be together, so they definitely got bonnets. Well, they got me in the bonnet, so it is what it is. So I'm surrounded by lovely, wonderful black ladies, and we just to get it popping tonight. So with that being said, tonight we're just gonna, pay some homage to some top ladies, real or fiction. It doesn't just have to be just one type. If you don't have somebody who you like, okay, I fucks with you the long way, then we gonna go ahead and bring it to the light. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and let these ladies introduce themselves. So I'll go according to how my camera is set up because I know we're probably in different places. So I'm going to pass it to Panda. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, y'all?
She was like not ready. She's like, who's next to her?
I was like in my mind, like I feel like it's me, but I ain't gonna assume.
Right.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Panda Da Don from the Worst Generation Podcast. What's up? I'm so happy to be here. Scared to be here. Love it here. Great here. Yes.
So anything you wanna go ahead? Any accomplishments, new things happen with you? What's going on with you?
I'm still stressed about school. I am still stressed about school, but I graduate August 2021. So
hey,
like excellence, yes, queen.
Come on.
Hopefully I get my LPC once I'm done right after like I get my hours and stuff. But it's pretty good. I started Be the Beginning. That's the new anime I've been watching. So
yes, and
so
two is coming soon.
I'm on episode 11. I want to say I'm almost done.
I think it's out tomorrow. Season 2 out tomorrow.
Yeah, I thought it was Thursday.
It's the 18th.
What's the name comes out Thursday? Justice League. That one. We're actually going to try to push through that 4 hours with that.
Man, anime lately having a party with that on the Discord. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So, and after that, going with Wang. Go ahead, boo. Introduce yourself and tell us a little something.
Hey, everybody. It's me, Wangsabibop, a.k.a. Instagram's little baby princess. You feel me? What was I supposed to do? I'm supposed to do an intro. I literally grabbed my intro is I listen, I've been recording videos, you feel me, over on my Instagram at Wangsabibop. But I'm a cosplayer, mostly content cosplays, a little bit of just a content creator in general. For any news about me, anything I have going on this weekend, I will be hosting a cosplay panel at AfroCon. My panel is, I'll be a part of a panel on Saturday at around, I believe, 3:00. It's a cosplay panel. And then on Sunday, I'm actually hosting a panel called The Art of Concept Cosplay. It's going to be a good time at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay. Yes. So I don't know when this episode is going to drop, but we are definitely going to promote that and try to get as many people to come and check you out as we can. And so with that, we're going to drop over here to Nay.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Nezuko the Stallion, aka Almine. That's what we're going by since I got the blue hair.
Yeah.
I am one half of the Blanime Podcast. You guys know my co-host, Bobby Mike. I'm not gonna dog my boy out like that because that's my dog rock. Y'all know he be trolling. But y'all check us out. We're on everything. Thank you guys for having me on here. I'm so happy because I feel like Mike gets invited to a lot of stuff, and then we get invited together, but I kind of don't get invited to stuff by myself. So I was kind of super excited.
You deserve. You deserve.
You do
Mike,
deserve.
Love,
Yeah.
love to
need to
see.
step down sometimes and let you just because he doing the most.
Might be
The most.
y'all don't know. He's like that in real life. Honestly, he really is.
See.
Yep. I believe.
So what you got going on in your life? What's drop us something?
Well, I'm old, so
She said I went to work and I came back.
Look, I'm 30. I'm old. I'm washed. I went to step class. You know, I be doing a little hip hop step class.
Okay.
You know,
Yes.
Where you doing that at?
Girl, I do it in Arlington. Well, I actually go different. But I go to Garland, Arlington, Dallas, wherever there's a
You
class.
talking about you washed. You be moving.
Listen,
Yeah.
you be
moving more than me.
Barely. But my knees, like, honestly, don't turn 30 because you, like, you know how they say you feel a difference in your body. You kind of like, you true. No, I go to a chiropractor a couple times a month. My knees be hurting when I get done. Like, I really could tell, like, wow, I'm actually getting older. My body is telling me I'm getting older. It is not fun. So don't turn 30. I would say if you can, just say 29 forever.
Yeah, I don't do too many squats if I'm sober. Like if I'm drunk, you know, I can't make the decision. So if I'm stuck down there, I'm stuck down there. But let me listen. Listen.
He says squats if I am sober.
I'm over here trying to do the math. Like,
is that like what?
9 plus 10, 21.
Well, I'm what 33 now, you know. So with that, last but not least, we gonna go ahead and let Spicy go ahead and drop the 1-2s.
Hey, thank you for having me. I love
Thank
it.
you for coming.
What's up, y'all? It's the girl, Spicy herself from Spicy Talks Podcast. Yeah. What's up? I'm glad to be here. Something I'm working on. I'm actually working on like my first major project this weekend. So I'm kind of nervous, but I'm excited to see everyone's like, reaction to it.
You got it.
So
you started a Patreon.
Yes, I have a Patreon, and it's Spicy Entertainment. And so if you subscribe on there, become a Stan User family member, you get like behind the scenes access and like pre-access to the special project I'm working on before anyone else. So
okay,
that work out. Help me out.
Awesome.
Yes, queen.
So listeners, definitely be sure and check out each of these ladies in their element. Usually you can definitely find Panda running amok all up and down somebody's Twitter line, and Wang be right there, and Nay, he shows up to like maintain the decency because Mike is usually on the loose, and then Spicy Lady, she just be about to come through Twitter on somebody, just be about to see somebody's phone or laptop, just about, just to let them know how dumb they are. So I am so happy that you ladies could make it. And thank you for coming. So with that, even though we spent like 80 minutes just randomly talking, but yeah, so as I said, tonight's episode is going to be kind of based around like important female figures in our lives, whether real or fiction. So before we, I guess, get into our picks or who we want to talk about, what made you decide that this was somebody you connected with, or they resonated, or they did something important, or you enjoy watching them? Like, what made them stick out? So whoever wants to
I was gonna
go
say,
first.
I think all the characters that I picked based off of individuality and just all around being a kick-ass. Like, I really love, whether in real life, in fiction, just badass women characters doing the damn thing. And it doesn't even, it can manifest in so many forms with having something that you like to do, individual, and you just rocking it. Those are my kind of people.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I agree. Everyone on my list, even like fiction and person, they're all women who just break the mold on everything, and they're respectful anime. And I feel like with strong women characters, they are needed in a series because it just shows like the diversity of a show. And so all the characters I have, they're all spicy ladies. They all say what's on their mind. They're all really strong, and they're just their own separate person. And even like the live action ones, I feel like in like TV shows, they write women characters to be like annoying, and their surrounded male counterparts, which I don't like. And so I really do like when there is a woman character who is authentic and strong, and you see that in everything they do, and it's just like nice to see that. 'Cause you don't see that a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, Nay, Panda, what made you give in to your picks? With your picks.
I'll let Panda go first.
Oh no. Mine's is kind of similar to Wayne and Spicy. I do enjoy like very strong female characters that have very complex personalities, and also just like a female character who's not centered around a male character. Like I've always said this, and some people would disagree, but a lot of, if not all, the female characters in Naruto are centered. They're like existence is centered around the male character, a male character on the series, and I don't like that. Like I like the characters stand alone. I've come into like a respect for like Nobara from JJK or Maki because they stand on their own. They don't have to. They're very strong women. They are based their personalities on not a male character, but they're on their own and everything. And so I like strong female characters, but I also have this like guilty pleasure for like kind of crazy psychopathic female characters too. So but I also like just dangerous, destructive people. I don't know how to explain it. Like I have a guilty pleasure for like very just destructive female anime characters as well, who just like to wreck shit for no reason. But I also am just a very chaotic person, as we said.
Maybe just a little bit.
It's a little bit, but I'm a wholesome young woman most of the time.
Yeah, that's what we'll go with.
I'm crying that she said that.
That's what we'll go with.
All right, I'll see y'all later.
I'ma just head out.
She say she wholesome, but later on tonight she gonna be on somebody's timeline just doing a full-fledged fool.
What are you doing?
Just she gonna be out there just doing a full-fledged fool.
What Panda be doing? Y'all know I be missing stuff.
Doing that.
Listen, she be there. She be
I'm
there.
mad that the you theme song is the you.
I don't know what it is.
I am not gonna play with y'all.
I be doing that. I just be innocent and kind on the TL. That's all I be doing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's definitely what we sticking with. That is what we, because you know what, we about empowerment. So if she says that she is nice, that's what we going with.
You're not helping my case at all. Okay.
Look, I'm being supportive. What did I do wrong? I'm being supportive.
She said she doing her best.
The best she can do. You know? We getting the best. A Panda.
When everyone else around.
And the fact that she has a song for
She had one ready.
right now.
She had it ready. So, Nay, what about you? What for your picks?
I definitely agree. Okay. I definitely agree with all the ladies. Definitely a strong character, one that's not centered around a man. And one thing for me is the relatability. So a lot of times when I really like enjoy, and women or men or non-binary, any character, if I can relate on like a little bit more of a, like more than just surface level, that I'm sold. And a lot of times, a lot of, like you said, strong, or just things that they've been through that really, like, that I've been through too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel you on a spiritual level. Oh, you overcame it. I did too. Like, yeah, we're here. So really, for me, everything that everyone else said, on top of just like being our characters being relatable to me, and, you know, having that, them be my spirit animal, I should say.
Okay. So, with mine, my picks, they're from books and from, you know, TV shows and all that. But with them, I think, one, because I was able to, you know, see myself because representation matters. But I was able to see myself in them, and then also just being able to see them as a black female at that, seeing them at the forefront. So that's been awesome to just be able to read that. Or there's still kind of more and more, black female um, animated characters that are coming to light. I mean, it's still not a lot, but that's still pretty good. So even with that, it isn't just like my anime picks; they aren't just just all black. But because I got some non-black females who's just like they gonna bring you your money. They gonna bring you money. So just being able to, besides that, being able to see myself, but also just kind of piggybacking off the rest of you ladies, just knowing that, hey, these ladies are able to stand out on their own, be seen, be very visible, and they can be related to, actual life. I can see some of my personality and some of their responses and how they go about things. So that's kind of how I came up with some of the ladies that were popping up on my picks. So with that, let's go ahead and find out who your picks are, who you want to discuss, who you want to bring to the table.
I was gonna say I can go first again.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I have a really, really long list, but if I was gonna go three, for someone in real life, I thought, of course, my girl, my good sis, Rico Nasty. Love her to death.
Hey.
Yeah.
Comic books, I went X-23. Love her. Dream character, dream cosplay. I relate wholeheartedly to her. And then for a third, of course, an anime pick. I think I have a lot of ladies sitting right here, but I think I'm gonna go with Izumi Curtis from Full Metal Alchemist.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Shanti, I love her. She's voted. And Sig, best boy and best husbando boy ever. Just gonna put that out there.
He is. He love his woman.
I would have thought you would have called somebody from JoJo. I really thought you would have went the route of JoJo.
Yeah, it is a lot of strong ladies in JoJo, but I could have said Jolene, Hermes, anybody from part 6 really. But I got a feeling somebody else on the pod gonna list it though.
So I'm not saying who, but all right. Who else got their list? Who you gonna bring to the forefront?
I can go next. So I have a few, like 5. So I did Yoruichi from Bleach, because she was probably the first. I think honestly, going back, especially when I kind of like dabbled back into anime, like when I was in college, I was watching Bleach, and she was probably the first Black anime character that I had saw. I mean, outside of Tosin, but to see a strong woman, captain, all that good stuff, and just her whole just stand on her own 2 feet. I was like, yes, queen. I want to cosplay her one day. The next person I have is a real person. I'm gonna name her character, but her as an individual, as an actual person, is amazing. So Annalise Keating, if y'all watch How to Get Away with Murder, I just really love. I just love how badass she is. I mean, she's trifling, but I don't care. I love that show, and I love Viola Davis. She represents for darker skinned women. She's very
hair.
She speaks up on a lot of things, and I just love that about her. Then I did Teresa the Faint Smile from Claymore. So I don't know how many people watched or read Claymore.
She's on my list.
Yeah, she's a really good character, and like how they chopped her down was like, oh, they was on your head. They want, you was a threat. So loved her. I did Canary from Hunter x Hunter, because she definitely she was a badass, and I felt like that she should have got a little more play, but that's neither here nor there. And then the last person I did, shout out to my boys, Pat and Yen. I did Sylvia Bain from God Punch. I actually added her because she is badass. I mean, the fro and everything, she looks great. I can't wait to see that animated one day. Read they webtoon, y'all.
Shout out to God Punch.
Yeah, shout out to Team God Punch on here. Yes. But those are my choices.
Okay. All right. And so with that, we'll go ahead. Panda, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. So I had to rearrange mine a little bit, but My first pick this isn't in any specific order, but first goes to Toru Honda for Fruits Basket. I love Toru because, like, Toru, regardless of what she's been gone through and what she's been put through, she stays the same sweethearted person, which is a lot better than me. Like, half the time I just be wanting her to just cuss people out, but that's not in her spirit to do so, and a lot of her personality really helps out other people. So I love Toru because of, like, she is a strong, very strong character, at least personality wise. I don't think her kindness or her sensitivity makes her weak at any means, and I really enjoy that about her character. I love Ito from Tokyo Ghoul because that bitch is a threat and a problem, and she dangerous as fuck, and I like Ito. But I did not like how the manga did her in the end, but, like, that's neither here nor there. I just still enjoyed her character and how she was able to still play the role of the villain and yet maintain like the one-eyed king, which is another, like, if you haven't watched or read Tokyo Ghoul, then I don't want to spoil it. So another character I will preface this by saying this character is strong, but she's like, I hate her and I kind of like her. I hate, like, what she does in her series, but I like the amount of power she has. From Babylon I Nagase, and that bitch is a problem.
Yeah,
bro. Like, I watched the series and I'm just like,
that's my
she's
show.
just like,
that show was so underrated. Oh my god.
It was twisted. And I watched that and Pet after each other, and I'd never do that shit again because, like, I was fucked up for a little minute.
Oh,
but like, she was, like, so fucking dangerous, and she never broke a sweat. Like, she never was caught off guard. She just played her role and just, like, kept it moving, and she was, like, the main villain in this series. And I just really enjoyed how dangerous she was. She didn't need any male backup or male support. She just was a threat and, like, threatened the entire country's existence on her own. I really like that amount of power. I told you I like twisted female anime characters. I can't help it. Another character from Full Metal Alchemist would be Olivier Mira Armstrong.
Period.
Love Olivier.
Yeah.
Like, every time she says, I don't give a fuck if you work for the military. You in Briggs now, bitch. Like, I love it. I love her. I really plan on naming my
luscious, thick lips. My God.
Like,
she beat her brother's ass. She beat her brother's ass every chance she gets.
Boy, she hates her brother. But, like, I just enjoy the fact that she's strong. She runs this shit, and she didn't, like, when she killed Raven, I really appreciated that. And, well, if you haven't watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I'm sorry, but whatever. She killed Raven, and just her attitude and personality. I plan on naming my daughter Olivier. Like, either it's gonna be her first name or her last name, because the name Olivier just, I love it. Just, yes.
That woo at the end.
But I think those would be actually someone in real life. And this is, and the name made me think of this one when she said How to Get Away with Murder, another Shonda Rhimes series. I love Olivia Pope, even though she got shit tasted men. Like, no, like, I was like, one of my homegirls, she's rewatching Scandal. She's like, I want somebody to love me like Fitz. I'm like, bitch, no, fuck you don't. I said, first of all, this
don't want that.
Is trash. She's not even a good looking white man. Like, you could do so much better. Oh my God, like, please, like, no, like, he didn't even leave his wife. It was just so much going on, and Fitz was like the worst decision. Just like Eli, when Eli read him, I was so fear for it. But outside of that and her taste in men, I like Olivia Post, like, especially in the final season. I just enjoyed how, like, she became a lot more dangerous and just stopped giving like, she gave less of a fuck. So those are my characters. I'm sorry if I was talking too much for you.
You're good.
Can I skip back before?
Go ahead.
Okay, somebody I forgot, Mary Leona from Black Clover.
I had her on my list.
I was gonna say, yeah, I had to throw her out there because that bitch is.
Also, shout out to. I was also gonna say secondhand shout out. They have a lot of badass characters.
Yeah, they do have a lot of.
Charming,
girl. She's my favorite. Yeah, that would be the power I want.
Favorite character. Period.
To be able to make all that food. But I had to throw out there Mary Leona. Sorry. Okay.
All right. Go ahead.
No, so I love fire type characters. So if you're a fire type woman character, you're definitely on my list. I have a lot, guys. So this is hard for me because I have a lot. First I want to shout out Nikaido from Dorito. I love Nikaido so much. Like, again, another series where she stands alone and it's just a friendship with her and Kaiman, and I just love how strong she is, how like OP her ability is. So like and she be dressing too. Like, I love the way her style is. Her style is very similar to how I dress. So I really do love her character. Like, she be beating people ass too. Like, she don't play that. Next I have, oh my god, it's so hard. Mirako.
I knew it.
Oh,
Mirako is my girl. When I read her chapter in My Hero, I was like, because Ashley, before I was caught in My Hero, Ashley was caught up in the manga. She's like, girl, Mirako reminds me of you. I was like, she's cute.
I was like, you need to read it, because I was like, not only does she remind me of you personality-wise, but I think you favor her. I'm like, I think y'all look similar.
So I remember I was getting caught up and I read her part. I was like, oh yeah, she's me, like mentally, like everywhere, like she's me. Like, she don't stop until it's done, and that's me. And I'm like, that gets me in trouble. And her birthday's in March too, so it's like, she can't help.
My good sis said, "Fuck that arm, bitch."
Bro, she said, till I'm dead, I'm gonna live my life to the best of my ability.
Berserker.
No, literally, like I love that chapter of her. Merliona, obviously, she's actually number 1 on my list because I'm Merliona. I love her. Like, she's just so OP, and again, fire type. And I just love how she's the oldest of 3, young brothers, and how she was like, look, y'all in these politics, I just want to live my life out in the woods and get strong. I don't want to worry about all of that. And I love her character that way, and how she comes in and like just takes the whole thing together and like just helps everybody out. Like, I love her. She's so great. And I saw her go off in the manga, and I was like, I need to get caught up in Black Clover. Next I have Margaret Odias from Record Grand Crest 4. I really like her too.
I loved her too.
She was down for her man, another fire type character. Like, I love her character. I kind of did like a little small cosplay for her on my other page, but I loved her. I was sad that she couldn't. I'm not getting spoilers out, but I wanted to see more of her. Let me see. Jolene, before I even, Jolene.
There you go.
Favorite JoJo, best JoJo, other than Joseph. Part 6 has had a whole bunch of dope female characters. Like, Araki went off with that, but Jolene in particular, she just was so. She has so much dimension to her that you just saw yourself in her and on her journey, and her not knowing anything and just getting handed everything, and she just like took it all with ease, like just like her dad. But she actually like fought
too. That's a good set of friends.
Really good set of friends that like looked up to her. I really loved that. And you saw a lot of her family members in her, but she was still her own separate character. So I really did appreciate that of Araki making her character. Next, I'm gonna get 2 more because I'm too much.
Okay. Carmilla on that
no
list.
rush.
Yes, yeah. Who said that? Because you already know.
What did you
I was going to say Carmilla from Castlevania. That is my bitch. Oh, yeah. I love Carmilla. Lula, I'm all for a woman character who sees opportunity and takes it, and that's what Carmilla did. Okay, she came in, she saw, there's a sick vampire king, whole bunch of niggas fighting. Let me come in and stir some mess up and take over. Like. Period. I love her. I love her so much. I love her design. I just love everything she stands for. She's sassy. I love her little troop of other women vampires. Like, they're just all scheming. She just be scheming. Her. Yeah. I love her. When she told Isaac that he was basically a bitch, and she's like, you don't know what you want. You mines now. Let's go, because you got nowhere else to go. And she like
was so fucking stupid. We got played twice, bro. I'm so sick of you thinking with your fucking heart. Think with your fucking head.
No,
please.
He don't think with his heart. He think with somewhere else. He don't think with his heart. This man.
I don't even think he really wanted to fuck Carmilla. I think like the second part was really mostly with his penis, but like I think the first part was like his compassion. He thought Carmilla was a sacred soul and shit. Like, this is why you got played twice. I'm so sick of you.
He's a little baby boy who be trying to throw temper tantrums. I'm like, sir, you're in a jail. You're not inclined to throw a temper tantrum to get your way. But most men are like that. But anyway,
Yeah.
okay, so two more. We'll do Halibel from Bleach. I love this character.
Oh yes, yes,
Halibel.
damn.
I love
Is
it.
my-
They couldn't take her down. I even had to
I
like
love
just
it.
break her ass to take her down, and
Bro.
that's it. Like
when she first paired up with Toshiro, I was like, oh, she gonna win. She said, let me unzip, show you my number. All right, let's get started. I was like, I love it. And that whole wrench with Aizen, I was like, he had no choice but to do that crowd, but I felt that was, but I love Halle Berry. She just, and her group of girlfriends, like they all look up to her again, and she doesn't want to fight because she's like, look, it's not worth it, but she told me she's not going to fight. So I love
one of the last ones to survive.
Yes, and I mean, yeah, so I do love her. The last one I'm gonna say, let me see anyone else on here. Yeah, so Jean Grey from X-Men. I love Jean Grey, the Dark Phoenix. That's again fire type. So I love fire type characters because they're always OP. I love Jean Grey. It's between her and Rogue and Storm, but Jean Grey is my favorite. I love her.
And you know what? Even on Storm, can we talk about how Storm managed to pull the okie doke on Black Panther and took over Wakanda?
Yeah, she But my thing is, T'Challa is low key a predator because he met her when she was like 12, and they got married like 4 years later. So she was like 15, 16.
How much older is he than her?
He's like. Again, you know how comics are always changing, but I know in one there, like he met her when she first got her power. She was like by herself, but they kind of were worshiping her. She was like in her teenagers, and he was like 19, 20, 18, something like that.
Because Storm ain't Omega. She ain't Omega mutant for nothing.
Omega. That's why I love how in X-Men, Rogue was like, why don't you let out Storm? She's like, I can't. I will destroy the world if I did. I cannot let loose. Like, I have to be in check, because...
Like, I ain't get to the top just by any every day.
Even though I don't like that Scott's the leader and not Storm, because Scott's a crybaby and I cannot stand him with my heart. Like, he's a terrible leader.
He's too cross with whatever he thinks will impress Jean.
Bro, whenever Jean gets hit, oh my god, Jean, everyone else could die. And he's just like, oh, I'm gonna go help Jean instead. Jean is fine. She's okay. Promise you.
Even though he a animated character, do you think because like that's his first love, like that's his like first love that didn't like judge him? Because I mean, if we gonna be honest, bro, you lose them glasses.
Get out.
It's
over. I love you to death, literally.
Look me in my eyes while you inside.
Oh my god! Oh my gosh!
I ain't dealing with that.
Listen, because he's nothing but I just wonder, like, is that even though he a fake character and isn't real, I just wonder, like, is that what motivates him? Because, like you said, he will like just let the rest of the team go to hell in the handbasket with gasoline draws.
Storm has claustrophobia. On one scene, Storm got on her, and guess who went to go save her? Wolverine. Like, Wolverine loves his team. Scott don't do nothing but just be in the back shooting lasers at robots and not helping nobody else out, bro. Wolverine's the only one that helps everyone on the team. Like, he don't care. Like, if Jean was like, I want to leave the X-Men, he'd be like, all right, like,
he gonna go too.
He'd be like, all right, cool.
Like, you know what? Go on.
He has no loyalty.
Like, that's why your brother did.
That's why your brother did.
that right there.
But even when his dad came back, he was like, explained to him everything that happened. He was like, but you still left me though. His dad was like, nigga, I didn't like, I was in space. I had no choice. Like, I could not get back to you, but you still left me here by myself to rot. I was like, okay.
Are you rotting now? But did you die though?
But then he ratted him out to the opposition. Was like, I gotta figure this out first. In the meantime, we going with these niggas. He was like, his dad was like, nigga, what? Are you kidding me?
This nigga, right? You abandoned an op, okay? Like,
and then he came up and was like, oh, I believe you now. So let's fight these villains. I'm like, Scott, you caused everything. Like, what is your issue?
If they did not have Scott with the X-Men, I don't think there would be anybody who would just like fuck with Scott. Like I don't think anybody would fuck with him. Like Scott would just be rolling solo looking the way he looks.
He's so
Hope and Jean.
disrespectful. Like one he was looking one episode. I'm gonna get off it, but he was looking for a ride once, and this one guy was like past him, but then came back. He was like, "You came back for me, huh? You passed me." I'm like, "Nigga, you can get out my car." Like, are you kidding me? Scott.
So you want this ride or not?
I'm like, nigga,
you ain't got a car to get nowhere. Shut the fuck up.
Nigga, you're out in the desert by yourself. You're lucky I was even here. Like, what are you saying?
Take your glasses and leave you alone.
You just got blessed.
I was like, did he really just say that? Like, have an attitude with a stranger?
Like, cut the AC off. I'm like, you know what? All right, then you can bet we gonna ride
snatch his glasses and push him out the car and then drive off. Get somewhere now, bitch.
He looked blind, so I'm like, you know what, nigga, get off my car with your blind ass. Like,
what's your Ray Charles?
See your way out this damn car.
Okay, on that note, it's time for me to go to sleep.
I am crying.
Okay, so did everybody go? Yeah. Except me.
So you, girl.
Yeah, so with my list, because while y'all were going through y'all list, I cut mine down just so I wouldn't take up too long. But so for mine, I got two writers, Tomi Adeyemi. I'm probably fucking up her name, but she's got the series Children of Blood and Bone.
Yes.
Man.
I love that book.
Yes, and I don't know if you've got a chance to get book 2 yet, but you know, it's out, and I just love it because even though, you know, it's based, you know, in a fictional Africa. Like it's Africa, but it's like all the towns and, you know, are fictional and, you know, not real, but except they still have a worshiping of the Orishas, the African deities. But with it, it still like resonates. Like they have a scene in there where they come across another tribe that happens to have powers, because you know everybody has powers, and they refer to them as maggots because they have access to like magi, which is like basically magic, and they refer to any of them who have power as maggots, and they also use something else called magi to restrict their powers. And there's a whole town of a hidden village of like young kids who have powers, and this scene, just like reading it and then picturing it in my head, like I was legit crying. And basically the soldiers came and they burst into the town, and like this little girl, she was the ruler, but you know, like with her being so young, you would think she wouldn't be able to take on the responsibility, but she was an old soul. I say has to be an old soul. And it's like, it's because I could like literally picture it, because it was like something that was happening in real life. Like the way they played out, like she ended up getting killed. Like she had her hands surrendered and things like that. And she, you know, she ended up getting killed by the soldiers. And it just made me like, it really made me upset, because it's like, it was at a time when the book came out, it was at a time when this was like happening in real life to Black people. And also what I thought about is like when Tomi wrote that, it's no telling when she wrote that, but for her to write something that's relatable in real life, what had to be happening going on. So it just made me realize like this has kind of been a rinse and repeat type thing that's been going on, you know, with Black people. And like I legit was like crying in that scene and just reading it. But she's a very good author, and I'm ready for book 3, but I don't want it to come just yet, because I can be one of those people where I get like immersed in it and then end up speed reading, and it's like, okay, well, where's books 4? And another person, a writer that I have is Raina Barron, and she just recently dropped book 2 of her series last month, either on the 6th or the 12th. I could be making this up. I mean, I'm not making it up, but I'm partially making it up. But yeah, so she has like it's the Kingdom of Souls, and that one's actually really good. It's basically about this young girl. It's also in a fictional African country, and basically they have it where she is able to communicate. Well, she has some connection with the Orishas. She's been well, let me stop before I mess around and tell the whole thing. But basically, because I was straight up about to just plot.
What?
About plot. Here you go. But no, it's a good one. So you guys can definitely check that out. But so for my anime, like non-fictional people, Motoko from Ghost in the Shell. I know
I
she
had her
was
on my list too. I had her on my list.
And we mean the actual
Amazing.
Motoko, not Scarlett Johansson, we whack ass.
The major.
not Scarlett Johansson and her You Got Served scene. No, not that one.
Get out.
Not that one. Her and
You're
her
not
and the You
just
Got
saying
Served.
Okay.
Listen, because
No.
do for Little Saint.
over here sliding and
Get
gliding
out.
around, and it's like,
Who
Of all
said doing it
people.
for Little Saint?
Spicy. Just ignorant. Just ignorant.
yeah, she had the doing it for Little Saint scene in that movie, and uh
Doing it for the
anyway,
Tachikomas.
and I get it, she's in a robotic body, but she's still, even in the anime, she still maintained like being, you
Exactly.
know, in a Japanese body. And they got that whole white ass woman, whole
What be
white
killing
woman.
me when
And
they be
then-
having like, have y'all seen that picture where they put Scarlett Johansson's face on Ash Ketchum's body?
I ain't fooling with y'all. I ain't fooling with you.
Oh,
I am
bruh.
crying.
Like she don't even look relatively
Wait,
close.
did you see the one this one cosplayer, she was Asian and she went to like con and she had a sign that says I'm Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, I'm gonna have to find that. I'm gonna have to find that
I was like,
because it's like they sat up there and they really did that, and it's like
Like Lucy
y'all
Liu
know.
is right there. Lucy Liu is right fucking there,
literally.
bruh. Gone
Yes, and
Lee.
there
Somebody.
there are plenty of people, and it's like, you know, people are wanting to, you know, if you're going to do a story there that the, you know, relates to a certain ethnicity, you know, people are going to like want to see themselves, or, you know, get at least try because I don't even know how you do that casting. Like, how do you do that casting call?
Especially in sci-fi. Like when I watched the first Blade Runner, I'm like, so there's no black people in the future, so we just don't exist.
Yeah,
It's
bruh.
You
sci-fi.
don't even
Whitewash.
get me
Like,
Oh,
started.
when they did the Gods of Egypt, was that Gods?
Oh,
of
yep.
Egypt?
Yeah.
Support Black Stand Entertainment. I'm sorry. I had to plug.
Look
I
at
had to plug the homies. Go support them because they show actual black characters in Africa, Egypt.
Yeah, because, but if you think, it's been a long history of them doing like movies and TV shows and basically putting white characters in place of, you know, black people for Egyptians. And that's why some people today don't even realize Egypt is in Africa.
Even
Like,
some
they be really,
textbooks. Even some
yeah,
textbooks had whitewashed
exactly.
Egyptians.
Yeah, like the way they write it as though it is not a part of Africa. Like if you look at like you said in textbooks or anything, like they act as though like
Egypt
Egypt is just
old.
floating right above
Yeah.
Africa, just existing, just floating right above it. Like, oh, we don't know what that is over there, that whole continent and multiple languages and cultures and tribes on there. We don't know anything about this. But Egypt is over here.
And that brings me back
Everybody's
to
like,
Storm.
over here.
And I hate how they have her be so like whitewashed in any kind of like she's dark skinned. Can we please just get a dark skin
She's literally
actor?
from
But they
a-
always But they
They
also
have
have
to be like me.
yeah, and they're like, oh, she's from Egypt because they can be lighter over there too. And I'm just like, she's black. Please stop. I want to see her dark skin. All the comics, she's dark skin.
She's
But
a dark skin woman.
Yeah,
like,
and they be thinking it's too radical. They be thinking it's too radical.
A character that was made to be black can't be black. Like
They literally made the human centipede. I don't want to hear about shit that's too radical. I'm sorry.
Hey, that movie crazy. I've seen all of it.
I'm about to say, hold up. Bold of you to assume they made one. They made 3.
Yeah,
yes, they made 3.
Yeah.
And that last
I don't want to hear nothing about this shit.
Nay, you seen it? You seen
Mike
it?
judges me. Y'all probably heard
white.
And just,
oh my god!
Mike judges me so much, and I said,
I could tell that you had experienced the pain that I experienced.
I was
our eyes connected. Wow. They met.
So across the country.
I literally was like, I mean, not you. You too.
And on that, I'll get through my list and then go back to what I was gonna say. Before I get too far off. But Sango from Inuyasha.
Yes, okay. I do like Sango.
Because Kagome about
girl.
She don't do nothing.
Who was it that said on the timeline that Kagome put pussy musty in
Oh my damn.
I publicly said on the timeline, the only reason that Inuyasha was ever fucking with Kagome is because she the only one that knew anything about modern sanitation practices. She literally was the only clean coochie around. I'm just saying.
Listen, he been locked up, what was it, 50 years stuck to that tree? 50 years, wasn't it?
Girl. So you watched this thing? Yeah.
You watched it.
He built different.
Yeah. You smell different.
Right. Like he wasn't a whole dog.
That's
why he had a menstrual.
Like it was just so crazy. And like you put this chain around the beads around his neck, and you sitting up here talking about sit dog, bruh. The minute you would have sit dog me, I would have grabbed you too. I would have grabbed you too. Like you can't say you love somebody too much and you sitting up here doing this. Girl. Like, but now Sango was about the shit. Because Sango was rocking hardcore even before she met Kagome. And she was like, let's go fuck this shit up. And then in the end, she ends up marrying Moroku. And I think she probably just did that because, you know what? Whatever.
Might as well.
My only issue with Sango was, baby, can we kill your brother? He ain't gonna come too. Let's just kill him. Let's just kill him.
That's her brother. No,
it wasn't. I'm sorry. My brother got one time to bust caps at me. You gotta go. Gotta go.
That's real though.
Listen, because exactly. Boy. And then also, you know who I like, and they still don't just be giving her enough play. They give her something, and then they like just drop on back like she just won't fuck you up. Vixen.
Oh, Vixen, do not get me started on Vixen, bro. I will go on a whole fucking rant about how the CW fucked up her character in Legends of Tomorrow, and how we should have had the animated series keep going, but it got canceled. Don't get me started.
The only Vixen that exists in my mind is the Vixen from Justice League Unlimited.
Oh yeah, because I like Vixen, and just like what they put out about her, it's like you could do so much with her.
She's a supermodel. She's a fashion designer when she's by herself, and she's a superhero who can control animal spirits with or without her totem. Like she's OP. Like I love her. But
they too busy trying to make sure Hawk Girl is, Hawk Woman is what it is, and it's like, look, I can do this superhero shit, and I also got a regular job.
I get paid either way.
Why you as a trader, bitch. So like,
exactly. I don't. Like I live a pretty good life outside of this.
You get reincarnated every century, but you're still broke. How you do that?
I'm
So you ain't
crying.
take
Get
no
out.
Hate to see
you ain't take
it.
you
Hate
ain't
to
take no
fucking see
financial
it.
advice from the past life, like no financial know-how,
You have
nothing.
a built-in nigga for you. I can have any nigga I want. Like, how that going for you,
Not a
sis?
built-in nigga for you.
Like,
Exactly, and then you still fuck him up. But what if
but you still coming
goodness.
for Jon Stewart? Girl, be
Yeah.
gone. Be gone. Bye.
Yeah, sitting up here coming back and then can't do nothing but be musty and have wings. That's it.
And a gold
That's
hat.
it.
Bitch, I got a orange bodysuit. You ain't touching me. The eye design.
Period.
That I designed. Like,
The haircut, the short hair.
Listen,
and like
you
that's why
know,
I hated how the Legends did her character, because all they had her do was be a gorilla, and I'm like, she can fly, she can do things, but you have her be a gorilla, and
They
you
just
have the
call
wait a
her-
minute,
villains.
they had her be a gorilla?
Yes,
They call her a nigger, didn't they?
every time she fought with the villains, she was like, she would channel the gorilla, big ass gorilla come, and she would fight
Wait
and
a
they'll beat
minute,
her
I'm
ass.
I'm feeling some type of way about that.
Yes,
Yeah,
you should.
that
You
wasn't-
should. You should.
Right.
That's a little full
You
blown
should.
suspect.
They
Like,
and then what they did was they brought in another totem wearing woman who is she was a Muslim, and I'm like, yes, keep that. But then they replaced her with Mari's grandma, first of all, not even the girl from the Arrowverse one, and then they kind of had her go away, and I'm like, why would you do that? Why? There's nothing wrong with her. Y'all wrote her
it's
that
weird
way.
how they try to throw diversity into things. Like, say, hey, we can be diverse, but not too diverse. We don't
'Cause
want this to turn into a.
Jackson was to help Firestorm, and you had Jackson working on the freaking machine after. I was just like, what? And then
It
what?
goes kind of what I was going to say earlier about Hollywood has it where they'll go through these spurts of representation, but it gets even, meticulous with that because they'll have select
Mm-hmm.
like black people or even like Asian or, Latin, whatever it is. They'll have specific people that they'll be throwing in movies left and right, and they'll be good actors because they work damn hard to get where they are, but Hollywood will be like, here you go, here's your representation. And even like the TV shows, like they'll have a specific person,
Yeah.
man or woman, who they'll just put them in everything to make it seem like they're giving you representation.
I
And
would
it's not.
say, and especially with women, I feel like with men, it's either like, I feel like men get better representation because when you think of black men, they think of like they have the opposite stereotypes. Like he's got to be large, he's got to be muscular, he's got to be dark. And then with women, it's like a 3A mixed black woman, like phenotypically very light. Like I said, very loose curled hair.
Yeah, but that goes to the fact of how they just figure it's more attractive the lighter you are. It's a better attraction because if you're white, you've basically for centuries been made to be the standard. And so it's indoctrinated into a lot of people.
Because
so
people realize that Hollywood is racist, but not also that Hollywood is very colorist, like very colorist.
Yes, like that's why it's just like it's not hard to do. Like, so why are you picking? So you're being diverse, but you're picking your own within that diversity. That doesn't make any sense when people do that. That doesn't make any sense. Because when you see a movie like Coming to America, the second movie, beautiful black cast. The three daughters are beautiful. But it's like, so it's possible for you to bring in new talent, new black talent. So why are we regurgitating the same actors in
because
Hollywood?
it's on a smaller scale. Because with Coming to America 2, it's on a smaller scale. It's on a bigger scale because that was something that was very prominent in the black community.
Yeah.
Because we have our actors and our actresses who we like know from back in the day. Like they were famous with us before they got famous with everybody else. So with like Coming to America, that was one of those things. And since it was on a smaller scale, because he was talking about how he had to hire Andy Lewis or Anderson, whatever the white
Louis
guy
Anderson.
Louis Anderson. Yeah, how he had to. They made him hire him to have some diversity. So basically, it was
he? Oh, he wasn't in the
He's the only white person, like
Yeah, I
with the
think he was
speaking.
in the
in the
McDowell's.
McDowell's.
Yeah, he did. He
Yeah,
was
In
one
the
more.
he
original
was in the
one.
first one, and he's like the only like actual white person in there with like
Make
a
it black again.
speaking role and stuff like that. And they made him because Eddie Murphy was talking about it, how they made him hire him that way they would have some diversity because apparently just the all black cast, yeah, was
It don't
just
work that way.
yeah,
It don't work.
but yet they are okay with having one black person in,
If
or like
that.
maybe two, if that in it, if they, as long as they have that white savior mentality. Like that's what they
Yeah.
try to turn a lot of our movies into. And it's like, no, don't do that. But yeah, they have it bad about just the select few, like, and I feel bad for them because like I know they know it's happening. I know they know why they're being picked, but they probably feel like they got to carry, the representation of black people to the forefront. But also I know they got to be like, okay, there's somebody else, but what else can you do? Because you can't make too much. Hollywood ain't gonna let you make too much noise. That's the sad thing. Hollywood ain't gonna let you make too much noise. So I know they definitely are aware of it, but they can't, like, there's
They
nothing that
gotta
they
eat
can do
too.
about it right
They
now.
got families too.
Yeah, yeah. That's yeah.
That's
They
why I'm
have
so
to.
happy that there's a lot of black actors making their own production companies.
Yeah.
Oh
Because
yeah.
it's helping to diversify the market when it comes to having behind the scenes diversity on
Mhm.
top of having it in acting. Because white people
Mhm.
really be calling the shots on a lot of these things, and it's like,
Yeah.
how can you do that when you don't know? You don't know.
You
Just
know
say that.
nothing
Exactly.
about us because you could tell, especially like you were saying, Spicy. Like when you look at like now and the representation and how you see the characters have some type of depth to them, and it's not just the
Mhm.
stereotypical. I mean, you guys know from movies like either the black woman, if she is dark skinned, she might be loud, whole bunch, just shit that they perceive quote unquote black people to be like that you would see in movies back in the day. And it's like now that people are exploring out and opening their own studios and just like we're taking our culture back and putting out content for us by us, like you can see more of like the like what black people really are, not what the Hollywood or white people
What Hollywood wants you to
perceive.
And
see.
I was also going to say, when we talk about racism in Hollywood, people don't even talk about even more basic. Even if we go more basic on you not picking the right, like you not picking an actual diverse cast, they don't even have people that can do black folks makeup.
Yeah.
Or hair.
That,
Or
yeah,
hair.
that right there. That right there.
I remember when Gabrielle Union did an interview and she said that they on set she did her own makeup because they didn't know how
Yeah,
to do their
yeah,
And
makeup.
that's
that
mind
a
blowing.
lot of actors and actresses, especially actresses, will be like they'll have to do their own makeup, or they have to bring their own hair, or they have to like
There was
hire
an
Yeah.
someone
actress-
for it.
I would say there was an actress on Twitter a couple of weeks ago that was talking about her character. It was something popular. It's escaping me
Monique,
now.
it's what's her name from basketball? I never actually watched it, but I know what you're talking about.
She always had to
How,
wear a headband.
yeah, the basketball, the one on Disney. It was on Disney. They had
High
what's
School
the
Musical?
little white boy who almost gonna be Charlie Sheen, but he's kind of got his life together.
High School Musical?
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, there we go. High School Musical. There we go. That's what it's
Oh,
called.
Monique.
Yeah, Monique.
Oh,
The
okay.
35-year-old playing the 18-year-old. Gotcha.
Yeah, but baby, listen, did not age. Did not age.
No, at all. No, I ain't mad at her. Get her coins
Yeah,
for 4 or
she
5
didn't age.
years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
But
they said
yeah,
she had to wear a headband because basically they didn't know how to do her hair, so she had to
yeah,
keep
she
these
had to do it.
micros in, and they were like grown out, and I'm like, that's crazy.
That's why I love how now like Daniel Kaluuya said that he wears fancy makeup when he goes out to sing, because like Rihanna did the damn thing by making makeup for all like skin types and textures,
And she
but
put pressure on everybody else. Now you know,
yeah.
trying to follow.
And there's even
Yeah,
some
but did you
companies that are
see
running
how
out of
everybody
business.
started? Yeah, everybody started once they saw that there was like money to be made,
Because
and it
they
sucked.
convinced themselves that there was no market for the longest
Yeah,
time.
for the
They said there was no
Exactly.
market for it.
longest.
Exactly. That once they saw that there was money to be made, and that's sad because it's more so money. It's not even necessarily because they want to cater to us.
Yeah.
It's more
Right.
so it's just a way to get
That's what
money.
they was all capping when all that
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter
Ex-
stuff started.
I
All them
say I
companies was
told
big
people I
cap.
They
said
was either
pay
dead silent or
attention.
they was BSing.
And it's funny
Exactly. I said
because
pay attention. Pay
Rihanna
attention.
also, even in everything she does, she's all about diversity in everything, body inclusion, gender,
Yeah.
race. And so when you see that in her marketing, so when I went and I saw another brand do the same thing with the pictures, I was like, stop it, like
Mhm.
you don't mean it,
Yeah.
And
you
also,
don't mean it.
people also really don't talk about how Rihanna not only made very, very dark shades, she made a lot of shades for very, very pale people that couldn't
Yes.
wear makeup as well, and people with crazy, like, different color undertones, like really like weird, quote unquote.
Yeah. Like when you two-tone,
She helped a lot of people. Like, we also, of course, we focus on us, Black people, darker skin tones, because that's what was necessary. But she helped a lot of people in market.
And it's funny because I've
she
found
didn't
out
have to do that. She did not, because and I like that she honestly she rolled out for us that were of like the darker skin tone before she went to like lighter shades, because honestly folks we was mixing colors together just to
Just to
hopefully
find their
Or
shade.
some,
yeah
or
hopefully
sometimes darker shades were not offered at all.
yeah
I know that darker shade ranges aren't available because I know even when I bought makeup, mine would be medium. I bought makeup for me that is medium. What is like
my shade, and when I found out that like different stores and depending on the neighborhoods don't sell certain darker like products, I still cannot find my shade in Maybelline, which is coconut, anywhere now. I used to be able to find it. Now I have to order online because they don't sell it anymore. And it's just like great. Like, so it's like I can only imagine for everyone else. Like, and when I found out that they send certain stores in certain areas different kind of products, and I'm just like, and then you have hair products that are getting locked up, and I'm just like,
Girl, oh my God,
that's
shit
that
drives
right
me.
there.
like
That's irritating. That's
really
irritating.
sad.
It's like you kind of almost open it up for it to happen. It's like you because what you're insinuating, it doesn't necessarily happen like at the rate that you think, but because you're going with a stereotype, you're almost setting up for it. Like it doesn't make sense for you to build a business in a predominantly Black community that you aren't going to actually support and put money back into. Like with anything, you're not fit to sit up here open no beauty shop. You're not fit to open no liquor store, no gas station, no little food shop, and all of this stuff in a predominantly Black area, and you aren't Black, and then try to take money out of our community.
And I
And
found
then just
out that
spam.
the government gives people who and those predominantly Black areas grants, non-Blacks grants to open business up, and not for Black businesses to open up shops and predominantly Black
It's
neighborhoods.
a million times harder for a Black person
Yeah,
to
it
try to get
is.
a loan.
It is,
Yeah,
and I feel like that's so messed
and
up
the
because it's
rates
like
are just highway robbery.
ridiculous. It's like a beauty store, a Black beauty store, and you're having an attitude with your customer. Your clientels are predominantly Black, so it's like, how can you have an issue with that when that's your market? That's your
Exactly.
audience.
You
should
just
make them
really
feel
want to
comfortable.
tell us, come in, buy and go, and we won't even talk about the fact that they purposely try to blackball Black people out of the vendors, like buying from the vendors. Like they will try to keep them from being able to get these products and things. It's like hair and all that stuff from the vendors. And some people, like even the bigger brands or whatnot that are supposed to be for Black hair care, they won't even necessarily sell to the smaller companies. And a lot of, because there's a Black beauty shop really small that just opened down the street from me. She's really nice, and she's open like only a few days a week, because it's kind of hard when you aren't getting enough clientele, because you got an even bigger beauty shop like right across the street, and they are non-Black, and they have a bigger selection than you. And she was telling me how like some of the stuff she had to buy it out of her own pocket, like to stock, because she could not get the deals with the vendors to be able to get it. And it's like, that's fucked up. Like, she's going out of her way to try to, make sure that we have products for us in our community. And it's like, no, 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 you can't do that. And that's just, yeah.
And back into more black opening up their own production companies. I saw that Idris Elba and his wife are making their own black sci-fi anime coming out. I'm very excited about that because it's like, okay, like you don't see that happening. Especially, I love seeing black characters in sci-fi, so I'm very excited to see how they do that. And of course, Yusuke coming out with LaShawn Thomas on Netflix.
Did y'all see that tweet this guy made earlier, talking about not trying to be racist, but with bringing black people into it makes it political. It's like, what was political about it? Do you know what the story is about? Like,
I said, so you're saying you're not racist, but in the same instance, you're saying the erasure of black people in anime is necessary.
I'm trying to figure out what anime is it.
It's Yusuke.
It was Yusuke. Yeah, he's like honest. He doesn't want to see that black people because they represent too like real world stuff. Sorry, I'm a person, my nigga.
No, it's not sorry. Like, what does that mean? Any anime?
Sorry, I'm not here just to tap dance and hit high notes and look cool for you.
That's what I'm saying. And that's the thing about a lot of like anime watchers. Like, they want to be in the world, and I get that. Yes, anime is escapism, but it's also realism at the same time. It's supposed to have real issues, and racism is one of them. So for you to say that, it's very
but also why do you need to, like, escapism is escaping certain things in the world that you don't want to deal with. Are you saying you don't want to deal with black people? Why do you need to escape?
That's what in so many ways they want to say that. And then, like, y'all sitting up here throwing fits, and I said it plenty of times before. Y'all sitting up here throwing fits, and like it even goes to people, like when black people cosplay, and seeing them in anime. Who the fuck do y'all think? Y'all think these Asian, Japanese writers are writing about white people?
Girl, it just goes back to how they.
You think that's who that is? That's who you think it is?
It goes back to them thinking that all these years they've been
the center of the universe.
Yeah, they have, and they honestly cannot take that. That's not the world, and people are actually we're at a point now where people are like, fuck y'all, we ain't finna keep letting y'all do this bullshit. We're not finna keep letting y'all misrepresent us. We're not gonna keep letting y'all get away with the shit that y'all been getting away with. Like, no, we're standing up for ourselves, and now it makes you uncomfortable. Well, nigga, how have we been feeling for centuries?
And they want to guilt. They'll try to guilt trip you so bad if you don't open your space, your safe space to them. They'll try to guilt trip you, and it's like, I don't care.
I will look at them just like this.
You can't oppress the oppressor. So, and that's all. Exactly. You can't oppress the oppressor. I don't care what you crying, Karen. Girl, I don't care.
It's exactly. I did a black and cosplay panel at my school for like Anime Day, and there's these wonderful ladies, bombshells. They do all the DC bombshell characters, and she joined in. And she brought her girls with, and she like spoke to me after. She was like, "How do I get more black women of color to come join?" Because she's like, there's a lot of characters that I want, to be part of our group, like she said, like Vixen and other black characters. And she's like, I just don't know how to. And I told her, I'm like, look, being a black woman in cosplay is very scary because you're a woman and you're black, so you have really two big things against you.
Two strikes against you.
And when you're the only black woman in an all women group that doesn't have other ethnicities, that's another issue on top of that. I told her, you have to come to them very caring, have an open space, have an accepting space, and because if we see that something ain't right, we're not gonna do it. So I told them, like, we exist out there. Like, there's black women who want to do this. It's just you have to market towards and make them feel welcome, because if not, they're not gonna come join because they don't want to deal with that on their free time. they come to con
or the microaggressions.
Exactly.
And you also
or the only black character friend type thing. Like, she like, don't stick to just black characters in DC. They can do other characters as well.
Exactly.
And I was going to say, you also need to be open to speaking about and having a stance on Yes, women cosplayers and what it's like to be a
don't expect a cookie and a pat on the back for doing what's right, because some folks will be so quick to try to take. But baby, that ain't what it's
That's
about.
why I don't. That go back to when everything was going, when everybody was protesting stuff. Y'all cap, like y'all niggas.
Yeah.
Bro.
Because
All
I
y'all
was like, what about the years before? Because I was like, it's literally a rinse and repeat what's happening with Black people. It's literally a rinse and repeat. It just happens with a different group and generation, and it's like, where were you before? So. Believe me, there have been plenty, and it's been plenty of injustices that have been videotaped and seen across the world, and you wasn't bothered by it. You wasn't bothered by it. But when we started, not even just us, when folks started knocking your shit down and busting your shit loose, then
they wrote off. That they wrote off and got their money back for when they wrote their.
My thing is, I'm not your but I'm not your marketing scheme. Don't put this issue because it's not popular, but it's been shown more, and think, okay, let me get when it gets getting make it part of my marketing strategy. Exactly. No, that's the pain and suffering is not a marketing tool. I hate when companies
they
do
literally
that shit.
have meetings like that where they try to find out how they can just make it seem like
be like Ben and Jerry's, come out and say what you say, and then keep it moving.
On it and just.
And brats. Yeah. No one buys brats anymore, but yes.
See, this I fuck with Ben and Jerry because they always been about their shit for real.
I also like Target when they was like, "You're destroying," and Target was like, "No,
we can replace it." They say
I'm gonna write it off. Y'all gonna let me write it off at the end of the year. Exactly. I'm not gonna have to pay nothing. We paying that money back to get that shit built at the end, bro. I told all y'all businesses is capping. Fuck y'all. Y'all niggas know this been happening. Y'all just was mad. Y'all was sitting in the house during the pandemic too. So y'all white. Oh Lord. Y'all took y'all asses out there and started marching because you was tired of being in the house. You wasn't out there. It was. Girl, they had me so hot.
Yeah, because I told people, I was like, y'all, they sat there for years on end letting this shit happen. Letting it happen. And then all of a sudden, some shit got to really shaking again. Because, I mean, it's just like with the civil rights. Like, if Black people didn't start making shit shaking and moving, because they were already upset about it, but then when they let it be known, like, yo, you know what, this ain't cool, and they wasn't gonna be quiet and calm about it, then that's when, some shit started, happening. And the same thing is, happening here. Like, they see, like, okay, now this ain't right. And I don't want us as Black people to ever become so desensitized to it, because like I said, it is a rinse and repeat. So we've seen it happen before. We see it all the time. So we're aware of it. They choose to ignore it. It's happening in real time, side by side.
There are some Black people who be looking the other way though.
That's what I'm saying. I do not want us to ever become desensitized to it and just like, oh, and I don't ever want us to get to the point where they get stuck on that there can only be one, or I'm not like other Black people. Like some Black people go out of their way to make sure they're not seen like other Black people. So they just let a lot of that shit sweep under. What's his name? Who's the
Terry Crews girl? Oh,
not Terry Crews. What's the black guy? The black guy.
The black guy. Come on, you got the black
guy. No, Terry. Well, you're not talking about Terry Crews. Like,
she's not.
No, not Terry Crews. Terry Crews. He's definitely. But what's his name? He was is he a senator? Not a senator. Is he an attorney general?
Talking about Ben Carson?
No, is his name Daniel? Some young guy. Y'all.
The clues aren't helping me at all.
They get further away.
Not Andrew Gilly.
No, I think his name is Dane something, because he was talking about I forgot what happened. It was like where Breonna Taylor's where her
in Louisville.
Oh, you talking about their AG, the
black guy, and he was sitting up there. Yeah, and he's
Baby.
basically just trying to be like, "Oh, it's nothing like that. Don't let outsiders tell you about what's going on here." And it's like, so you sit up here and watch and let it take place, and you gonna let them off scot free because you in bed with them. You're literally in bed with them, and you
Mhm.
just gonna get, huh,
Uncle Ruckus is.
listen, and they be the main one who makes
Yeah,
it to the
Harlem.
front. As long as I ain't ever the person when people get to be like, well, my so and so. As long as I'm not that so and so, you think you gonna referring to? Because baby, I be done knock your head between the washing machine. Because you get to talking out the side of your neck with another black person, and you think you fit to reference me as the person who let you do what you doing now. Baby, don't do it to yourself. Don't do it. Uh, but let me go ahead and get my other little my last three out.
Girl, you still ain't
So,
done?
We went on a
huh?
tangent.
It's like, girl, you still ain't on your list. I thought you would.
Girl, we went on a whole
Girl,
tangent.
I know,
Good
We
one.
but I'm
did.
enjoying it. But so my so Octavia Spencer, anything she, if I hear she in it, I'ma see it, cause baby, she can act her ass off. And I just love her range. I mean, everybody else may not think she had range, but I think she do. And she's
Except for
also
Ma.
starting to, huh?
Except for that
Yeah,
movie, Ma. That movie was not good.
That
yeah.
movie wasn't that good, but it was nice to see. They
It was nice to
She
see her as a
does.
villain because she doesn't do really villain types. So it was nice to see
yeah,
her do that. But
right.
And
Yes,
then either one of the Reginas, Regina King or Regina
oh,
Hall.
period.
Yeah,
Freaking
I'm a
especially
Regina
Boondocks.
King
King.
or Hall, and and I be getting their names mixed up. I be
Me
having the
too.
head in my mind. I be having their image in my mind, but then I be thinking, is this Regina Hall or Regina King? Because she just did that One Night in Miami. She just did that direct. She just directed that.
Yes.
It was Hall or King. King. Yeah, King. Regina King.
King
Because
was
she would
from Watchmen and
and
Yeah, yeah,
Boondocks,
yeah.
and
So
movies.
she
yeah,
Yeah, so
okay,
she
yeah,
hosted
Regina.
the because she hosted Saturday Night Live, and then she was promoting that on there when she was on
Mhm.
there last.
Yeah, so she did. She directed that, and she's a good ass actress too.
yes, she
Well, both
is.
of them are. And then even and Regina Hall, she keeps me laughing. She's a good actress.
Yes, she's.
And then my last person, they are fictional, but I was like, I could see myself being her, and like looking up to her. Hippolyta,
Oh, from what?
Hippolyta.
From
yeah,
Yeah.
Love
Lovecraft.
Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Girl, yes, that was my shit.
Yes, I was like done time traveled, done came
And
back
lives her
with her.
best life,
her
honey. And that
listen,
time travel came back new.
exactly. Lost her husband, but came back and ready to like knock those down and get it done. Like she was definitely. I was like, she was amazing. She was amazing, and it was crazy because you wouldn't have known the impression she was going to end up leaving with how the series kind of started, you know, but definitely who I fucks with. So for our next thing, because I know I took up so much time, we all done probably just been talking, but who would you like to see be on the forefront in your lifetime? Like, what type of woman would you like to see like moving to the front? Like, what type of character or person would you like to see?
So I wrote down two things. I feel like there's a lot of things that we can mention or a lot of things that we've already covered. But the first thing that I wrote was dark skinned women, period. I want to see them in non-stereotypical roles. I want to see them doing quirky things. I want to see them having fun. I never see black women just get to be a fun, easygoing, cool person. That was the first thing I wrote. And then the second thing was to not be a monolith. I feel like a lot of women characters are put into either you have to be this badass or you can only be a caretaker. You can be smart or you can be pretty. I want to see women being all of the above, doing multiple things because that's what most women in real life do anyway.
Mhm. Mhm.
So those were the two biggest things I had that stood out to me.
Okay. Who else would you guys? What type of woman would you like to see? Or be out there.
I like seeing women who like, because you know how like in certain series how it's like, oh, they'll have this woman fight this woman, but I like seeing women and men pairs. Like I like seeing there being no like gap between between that, how it's like anyone can be about it. And I hate to bring up Dragon Ball Z, but like the tournament with Khalifa and Goku, even though whatever, but it's like I like seeing that dynamic to where it's like you don't have to just fight within your same range or whatever. Like I really do appreciate when shows do that. That's why everyone should go read Tepu Tepu. It's a manga about women MMA fighters, but they also fight a lot of like dudes where it's like they use them as training. Like they beat them as training for being a tournament with other women heavyweights. So I love when you can see that in where I'm like, dang, like she could beat my ass. So like I love that because there's a stigma where it's like women can't beat men when that's not true. Like that's not true. So I like when you see that stigma being broke. That's why I really like fighting animes that have women characters who are by the action, like anyone can get it. So I really do like that. And like Ashley said, I do want to see more diversity in like the whole like you can be fluid in your characterizations. They don't have to be just so stereotypical. Like I don't like that woman character. That's why I like Nikaido, because she kind of like is her own person and she's choosing to help a friend, but she still have her own things to figure out. She's still strong. She's still, she can cook, but she's tomboy. It's like she can fight. So I love that.
Wait, what do you have? Because like you just been picking up something throughout the
Ashley.
Like your third time.
These ginger chews. All right, look, my mom got me addicted to these ginger chews. I don't know where she got them. They little chewy ginger candies, bro. And
she been turning them up the whole time.
I got them from her yesterday, and I was like, "Man, they are." She was like, "I'm gonna give you something to take home with you." I was like, "Man, I'm gonna have them forever." And the more I ate them, I was like, I don't know why I can't stop eating these Jones. Bag almost gone. I can't stop.
Over just been slowly like slipping one after. Tell me, are you chewing those? Are you? Where is it? Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, she chewing it now because we're paying attention. now that we focus on it, she chewing.
Man.
But Panda, Nay, what about you ladies? Like who y'all trying to see?
I definitely agree with Wangs and Spicy. I just wanted more quirky. Honestly, it's probably gonna sound crazy. I want to see women that don't have, or especially Black women in characters that don't have to be strong.
Yep.
They don't have to be strong because like in society, we are literally like bred and bred. Like we have to be independent. We have to be strong. We can't show emotion. We have to be independent. We can't depend on no man. We can't do this, And so it would be nice to definitely start seeing more of just like being vulnerable, because that is hard for a lot of Black women. And I think the representation of getting to see Black women be vulnerable and like be like, okay, everything is not okay. Like I'm not feeling strong right now, would be like the world for me.
Right.
I think 100%. A lot of people, like a lot of people would love to see. A lot of women would love to see that.
Exactly. Panda the Terror.
The Terror.
Ooh.
I don't even want to go no more. I definitely agree. I especially agree with Nay. And being as like a Black woman who's like working in the field of mental health, I do think we as Black women need to. I like to see more Black women be vulnerable as well. Like I was lucky enough, because y'all know how like the Black community feels about mental health, like a lot most of the time, and we see it as either a white person thing or the idea of like we don't need to be telling people our business, keep stuff in house, whatever. But like as someone who's like working in this field and being on this side of like the couch, so to speak, I'm happy I was like raised in a household where my parents encouraged me to pursue this field and like were very supportive of when I was like on my own mental health journey and was looking for a therapist. Now as far as like women I'd like to see, for me, and this is like gonna sound like not as like deep and just amazing as everybody else's, I just want to see more quirky, kind of weird as fuck, like Black women characters, like kind of like Issa Rae, but like there's this webtoon I recently read. I forgot the name of it, but it's this girl who's in touch with like this like the other side of the spirits and stuff. She enters this new school, and her like personality is just like, yeah, I'm like high spirits Neoma. I think she's like Afro Latino, but she's like this really quirky, magical, and she got Afro, dark skin, and she's just really encouraging her classmates. But they like think she's weird because her first day of school was like her talking about how she's like in tune with spirits and stuff, and like her religion and everything. And I have a picture like.
And what is it called? High spirits? What?
Neoma. This is what she looks like.
I think I've seen them. It's on Webtoons, you said, right?
Right.
I think I saw them promoting it here and there.
Webtoon.
Really
I'm saying something. High spirits. What?
Neoma. 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 And like I so far I really enjoy it, even though it's like it's kind of short. It's continuously being updated, but I really enjoy how they portray her. You know, like in these first couple chapters. She's like weird and just quirky and just really lively and just high spirited. But I also want to see like more dangerous, female characters, like ruthlessness. Like this that sounds weird as fuck. I'm sorry, but like I think a lot of like female characters, we see too much. Oh, I'm in love with this guy. Oh, I have feelings for this person. I see too much of that. Like, a woman's personality isn't just based on her feelings for like someone else. I want to see the more ruthless. I really don't care about you. I'm going to use you for my own gains. And if you betray me, I'm not going to like all of a sudden like lose my mind because I fell in love with you or some shit like that. No, I'm going to get you back and I'm going to keep it moving and keep it pushing because I can do it better than you. Like, I like to see female characters do like that because I get sick of seeing like some shoujo and some, seinen like anime and manga where the woman is just in her feeling. Like, there's nothing wrong with being sensitive, let me say that. But she just crumbles because a dude doesn't love her back or he betrays her or he does some other stuff. Like, I don't care for that because I'll be damned if I lose my mind over a dude. I promise y'all. Like, I don't care for that at all. Like, regardless, for me personally, regardless at the end of the day, business gonna get handled regardless of how I feel, and I'd like to see more of that because I'm like, not to say the vulnerabilities don't happen, but I need the vulnerability, but I need that bounce back to come back. Like I ain't gonna stay stuck on you forever.
Yeah, because like, they almost have like a crutch for them to kind of like just stay stagnant a little bit. It's like for them to grow, and it's like not everyone heals or processes that way. Like, some people are just like, hey, it is what it is, gotta keep going. Like, it's not always like I'm gonna crumble, I'm gonna like go crazy and cause drama or whatever. It's like, no, like some people really do just get over it. Like, it's
bounce back, right? And I do them like they do me, Yeah.
Yeah. I would definitely like to see, definitely get a range of Black women. Definitely get a range. Don't just have those one, two, few be in everything as the representation. And also, I want to just kind of piggybacking off of all of y'all, just a combination of that. And I definitely want to be able to see more like Black women in sci-fi, fantasy, supernatural. Like, I want to be able to see them in like all of that. Like, I want it to be so great. Like, come Halloween, I'll have a costume for every day. I will be able to have a costume for every day.
All I want is Black women as witches. Please, I beg.
Yeah.
Beg.
There's one. What is it? Is it Gems or something? It was a web series that was supposed to be based on Black women as witches, and because I followed them on YouTube, and it got a little spotlight, and then it kind of just drifted into the back. I don't know whether something with funding or just wasn't enough people paying attention. But when I find it, I'll go look through my YouTube and like slide that to you. But I definitely want to like have it out there in some range, like just from like seeing more black women do. You can do the whole cutesy all the way to the dark goth to the vampires, like all of that, like show it. And then I'm also, even if you gonna show us like being like hood and stuff like that, I don't want it to be like, it ain't always got to be funny, because the hood is not always funny, and I don't want everything we do to be classified as ghetto, because like
And they
what
glamorize the hood.
yeah, and it ain't all, shit ain't all sweet. Shit ain't all sweet. I can say right now, shit ain't all sweet. But I'm also not going to deny, because it's real easy to kind of sweep that under the rug and push it aside like it's not something that happens, because it's a part of Black culture. But if they are going to be like bringing Black culture to the forefront, I don't want them to always just show us when we down bad. It does happen, but I want it to, like, hey, if you want to show the hood and you got like witches in the hood, because you do have hood witches.
You sure
You
do.
do. You get hood, you got the goths, you got vampires, you got all that. They there. We there. We there. And I want it to be like shown. And then also just,
I'm gonna say Vampires in Brooklyn was a great
it
Black
was.
So
Witch
cute.
Vampires. That was so good.
Yeah,
That's
well,
why I love
Exactly.
Castlevania and Powerhouse for making such wonderful melanated characters each season. You got
mhm.
like that's why I fell in love with the series, because like it's true. Like you think I don't vampires didn't just they live forever, so of course they didn't just stay in Europe. Like of course they had different ethnicities and races and cultures. So I love seeing
Hmm.
that in Castlevania, especially season 2, and how you even delve into the stories of the backgrounds of some of them. And so I love
Yeah.
it. I really do. And like, and not even that, Black characters, POC characters with different undertones. Like you saw like Isaac had different undertones, the man on the ship had different undertones. Like
Hmm.
that showed that they cared about having that representation, because it's like they kind of give Black people the one-stop shop color, and it's like,
But
oh, light
even,
skin,
even making
middle, dark
even
skin,
making the
that's it. It's
palms
like,
and stuff different colors, like
yeah,
making the
Yeah.
palms lighter than.
Yes.
Because
yeah.
Right.
people will make a show, a movie, and all of that, and just act like we wasn't even there. Tell me, so during this alien invasion, y'all like no Black people?
Blade Runner, it was like 2020. And I'm like, so y'all just thought that it's currently saying
Just that
2020
we
at
just
the
died
time.
out.
So you had Asian people, mixed alien race, but no Black people? That doesn't make any
And
sense.
then what's her name? The one who wrote I don't know if y'all ladies was Twilight fans. I wasn't. It's
I
okay if
watched
y'all
it.
was.
Unfortunately, when it
But
first came out, I was, and then I grew up and grew a brain. I was just like, no.
exactly. And it was like, when what's her name? Stephanie, I believe is her name, or it could be Amy, Erica, Stacy. I don't know.
Rebecca.
One of them. One of them. And she exactly. And she was talking about if she added like Black people, they would be villains.
Hmm.
Like, bitch, you wrote the ultimate Mary Sue, because you can't tell me she wasn't Bella. You can't
But
tell me that she didn't make herself Bella. And so you telling me that if you gonna put Black people in it, they would have to be villains. So in your life
Did you just
story,
call me nigger?
you want to be
yeah,
Basically.
talking about
Right.
niggers.
Nigger.
Exactly. Niggers, what?
That's I don't like that when people think that way, because it's like, why? I know
Yeah.
why, but I want to hear you say
Disney's
why.
Say
actually
why.
done it a lot. Disney has
Yeah.
done that a lot.
Oh yes,
Hmm.
yes.
Maybe if they bring some of the stuff out of the vault that Disney was
That
okay
Walt
to do,
did.
listen, that they,
Not Walt. Why she
Not
call him
yeah,
that?
Walt.
What's
Walt,
his name?
She
Like
called
that?
him a
Walt
whole
Walter,
first
did.
name.
Mr.
She
you
ain't say
know,
Walt
Walter.
Disney.
She
She
said,
said Walt.
Walt,
say his name.
Walt.
We know it.
Walt, not
Did.
Walter, Walt.
Walt.
That's why I love Pixar, because like Pixar really cares. Like I was watching one of the documentaries, and they have someone who works on having a gender ratio in each scene of all their movies, and it's like who does that? That's awesome. So it's like I feel like that's awesome, and I like their business model shows they really care about having all kinds of people, and especially seeing like Soul. do so well.
So good.
And like
Oh
just
my God.
other series and some movies that they work on, and like I really hope Pixar grows beyond Disney, because they
Yeah.
they care so much, and they make really great films since day one. And I really do love that, and showing how it goes into their work ethics is really inspiring to see, because it's doing well. It's like like it's proof that you can do that and have successful products put out.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that is true. But we gonna get, I guess, the last little bit. Who do you feel is most relatable out of the ladies that you listed? Who do you feel is the most relatable to you, or you wouldn't mind kind of living their lives? And be careful with that, because some of y'all picks, I would not want their lives.
Yeah.
Panda, we would not want their lives. Say it with me. We would not want their lives.
I'm trying to think, is there any like one I picked that I would like with their lives though, for real?
I know I don't want Annalise.
I would love to be
Maybe she
Mariana.
stressed out.
I was
I
about
would
to
love
say,
to be Mariana Mirko.
I was gonna
Just
say
lose my arm.
two people that were on my list that I didn't say. I had a long list and I didn't know how many I was supposed to say. Two that I didn't say that I probably would is Comey from Comey Sign Can't Communicate.
Oh yeah.
Would love to be her, even though she literally cannot talk. Still would love to be her. And Miss Joke from My Hero.
Yes, you love Joke.
And love to be Miss Joke. She's actually hilarious. And I would just love to harass Izawa all the time.
And Ashley's also funny in real life, so yes, perfect. I'll love to be Meliona. Meliona is me. She just be raging out, having fun, being people's asses.
Yeah, calling everybody soft. Calling everybody
soft. When all the men fear her, everybody, she just be chilling. Like I love her. And then if I would not want to be Jolene. I would not want to be Jolene. Every day is a new feat. Every day is someone trying to get at you. I have anxiety. I don't have time for that shit. I don't know how. That's because the JoJo's are built different. I'm sorry. I could not. That would be exhausting every day to have to deal with that every day. But yeah, I'd be Marilyn Mirko for sure. Because I'll get Eric to grow my arm back.
We'll say, if you're Mirko, we can be Mirko and Miss Joke together.
For me, I didn't say her. I would. It's in between. Like, I wouldn't mind being Ito, as long as I get to change my fate, like from the end. But I love Ito because Ito like slaughtered so many people and just was like fucking awesome. Like when like in the manga, I think it happens in anime too, when she reveals what she looks like underneath all of that coverage as the I want to say she was the one-eyed owl. I think it was like her and her father have different names, or like similar. Like I think they have the same alias, but they're different. What she was pretending to be, and like all that stuff unraveled, and like she revealed herself to be a one-eyed ghoul. I was just like, oh yes. But I would also like to be Roberta from Black Lagoon, because Roberta is a badass. Like sis bit through a knife after it was thrown at her. Like, and she has an umbrella shotgun.
Umbrella shotgun. Really dope woman characters that I forget. Yeah, that one scene where they all kind of teamed up. Yeah, I love.
Like, as long as I get her abilities and her durability, because a bitch barely likes to function with a paper cut on her finger. So like, boom, boom, and like, and this is okay. This is, don't judge me when I say this. Do not judge me. Promise me y'all won't judge me. Oh my god. So I know everybody hates Sakura, but like, hear me out.
That's why I ain't make no promises.
The reason
I almost turned my camera off on you. Go ahead.
So here's the thing. The reason, like, Sakura had always been like my favorite character. Of course, like I know her faults and everything, but the reason I say that is because at one point, especially preteen Sakura, I was Sakura at one point. Like I would like a guy and like lose myself in liking him, and I've gotten better with that. So that's why, like when I was younger, I saw a lot of myself in middle school, like my middle school self, especially, and some of my high school self in her. So she was like a little bit more relatable. Now, am I saying she's a great character? Absolutely the fuck not, because Masashi Kishimoto sucks at writing female characters, and I will stand down on this heel.
He
and I
also
will
said he
critique-
wanted them to be gay but couldn't do it. So, yeah. He wanted Naruto and Sasuke to be gay. I don't know if everybody didn't know that. They were supposed to be together.
Shit, they might as well have as many times they was calling each other's names.
He chickened out. I just want everybody to know.
He could have made them gay. Like, that would have been totally.
I mean,
could have made this a yaoi. It would have been a
I'm gonna use
victory.
my arm for you, nigga. We together forever. Because we
Even in Boris, I saw a clip. He was like, "Did you go see your wife and child?" He's like, "For what? I came and saw you." Like, that's my nigga.
Yeah.
That's your nigga. That's your
That
bae.
is.
Sasuke also better than me, because Sasuke would have had a shit pie for like Millie gave that woman and the help. Oh, you would have had a shit pie in your fucking mouth. But
How
you
you
know
not know
what?
your own daughter look like though? Like, come on,
Bro, they
come on now. He's spinning image of you, Sasuke. Like, come on.
If that's the case, the way he wrote Naruto could have went either way. He could have went with Hinata, or he could have went with Sasuke. Naruto just
made them all be together. Polyamory
Naruto just happy to
relationship.
be fucking. Naruto just happy to be fucking, because he's like, listen, y'all did the fool with me. Y'all did
give him a boyfriend and a girlfriend, to be honest.
Listen.
Like, I would have fucked with it so hard.
Because, Hinata, she was riding with him, like, since the get-go, even though it was partially hidden. And then Sasuke, I would have bust him down just because he was my enemy. Just to
bust him down.
Yeah, I would have just so when this nigga, laying up at night, I had that ass. I want you to think about that. I want when he sits here and try to, just talk to me crazy, Naruto be like, think about that. Like, you think about that.
Nay, please. Do your pick. Please. Say
Oh, I wasn't going. Okay.
Yes, so Nay, go ahead.
So out of the people I named, I'm with Spicy, Mary Leona for sure. Yorichi, because I really do love her character. And then I was gonna go because the other two kind of died, so I ain't gonna go with them. And at least be having too much shit going on. She stressed me out. I couldn't live that life. So nope. But Sylvia, I'm interested to see what continues to happen with her in God Punch, but she seems like a really strong female character, and I could definitely fighting exactly, fighting all that. I wouldn't want to do that all the time, but
that fro was something serious. Like,
yes, girl, hair goes.
Yende was in his bag writing that, like drawing that, like he did that. Like,
yeah, he did. Her hair goes. That's why I told them. Oh, you know what? Another character that I actually haven't named. I'm so sorry to bring this up, but shout out to Strange Keith. So Black Lotus Dragon. I definitely could be April. He actually I told him when my hair gets to a certain length, I would cosplay her. Because I want my puss to be big. But yeah, she seems like a really strong character from reading the first chapter of that manga. So I definitely could be her too.
I don't understand why my dog is sprawled out on my bed like this.
My dog ain't allowed in my bed like that. So.
My dog used to do that. He used to get on and come near the pillow where I was at and lay like he was a human. I'm like, sir, what are you doing? You let the foot of the bed. Don't come over near me. Like, no. Like literally will lay his head on the pillow and like opposite me and just go to sleep. You're
exactly.
Not
one lays in a ball, and then one sprawls out like he just had a long day and get the snoring. And I'm like,
you at work.
Exactly. Over here, bundled up next to me, asked me what I'm doing. I'm trying to make sure this check right.
Well, my dog be drugged up. My mom be feeding my dog a whole bunch of Benadryl because he has allergies, but she like to where he's like,
he'd be like
a half a Benadryl.
Give him half a Benadryl.
He's immune to it now because he's been taking it so much, and he also has a really bad separation anxiety. So my mom so whenever it rains, he gets bad anxiety because where his bed was, where we used to live at, we had the TV in our Xbox, and we had really bad like lightning storm in Orlando, and like lightning hit the TV outlet near his bed, so now he gets really scared when it rains. So my mom whenever it sprinkles, because bipolar weather in Florida, so whenever it sprinkles, she drugs him up immediately. I'm like, stop drugging him up. It's gonna rain for 2 seconds and be sunny outside. Now my dog is sprawled out on the floor looking like he dead because he high.
Leave him alone. Because if Benadryl taking full size humans down, I know. Because I have to get
I'll be off the bennies swerving.
My mom,
my
mom is immune to Benadryl. So, bro,
yeah, I usually get like the Costco or Sam's version, and I give it to him because he tends to, like, during the summer, he gets, like, one of them gets really bad, like, skin allergies, and he be good. He be good. He be good. So I'll go ahead and tell y'all who I wouldn't mind, like, living their life, and they kind of relate, or I would like to relate to them. Hippolyta. I'd listen. Let me step into the future, and be able to take my baby and do whatever the hell I wanted to. My baby done sit up here and lost her arm. But if I go to the future, she can get her a new arm, and we can see all kinds of things where these problems, like what we dealing with, is not a problem. So I wouldn't mind that. Like, that seems real cool. That's on my list. But with that being said, I think I've held you ladies awfully long, and I'm glad that y'all were able to be here. I had a good time. This was a good talk. We definitely gonna have to do this again, because these dudes be hanging around together in the bathroom, pissing all over the place with each other.
Toxic boys.
Yeah, toxic boys. So listen, the late night ladies night is gonna happen again. We gonna get together again, and we gonna make this a thing. So I've definitely enjoyed y'all. If y'all want to go ahead and drop, your last words, what you want to hit us with, leave us with a reading rainbow quote or something like that. Exactly. Hit us with the more you know.
Imagination.
I feel like all I wanna say is read Komi-san, read Sweat and Soap, Tomodachi Game. Please, if anybody reads Tomodachi Game,
Tomodachi Game, my shit.
Listen to the Spicy Ladies Talk podcast, and also wish Spicy Lady a happy birthday next week. Bow.
Oh, happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Girl.
Happy early birthday. How old will you be?
24. I'm almost 30, like some niggas on the timeline.
Wait a minute, baby. You ain't there yet. Because listen, enjoy your 24, because you gonna squat down one day. When you
getting back up.
Man.
And baby, you gonna come up and sound like a damn
and
transformer.
I'm a dancer, so I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, exactly. So you gonna squat down one day and come back and sound like a whole transformer. Just listen.
Also, shameless plug. Wish list in her bio.
Stop. Okay. I keep getting packages at my doorstep, and I'm like, stop.
Ashley
coming through for you.
I'll send you the link. I'll shoot you the
link. Definitely. We gonna put that link out there. We gonna put that out there. So, Wayne, you wanna leave your any of your social medias or anything like that? Yeah.
My name is my promos. Follow me on social media, Instagram and Twitter, both Wangsabibop. I've been making my little contents, my little videos, my little.
And don't you like do you knit or what exactly?
I crochet. Yeah, I do custom
commissions now. Okay. Open commissions. Hit her up.
Yeah, so open commissions. Go ahead and hit her up. So, and then since we got a birthday coming up next week, go ahead and get your final words in, Spicy.
Oh, well, all right, guys. So you already know I'm a big Saint Seiya fan. Please watch Saint Seiya. I love the show. Read Dorohedoro. Really, really, really good series, manga-wise, made by a woman mangaka, so period. Yeah, follow me on Especially Talks on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and my Patreon, again, and support your girl, because I'm trying to make more projects. And again, I have one coming soon. I'm supposed to be, it should be posting sometime in April, so I'm excited about that. And support all of ladies on here too as well, and Bakugo,
Yay.
Muriel are my sons, and don't be nice to them, please.
All right. Nay, you want to go ahead and drop your final words?
Yeah, for me, watch Hitman Reborn. That is like one of my ultimate favorite shows. So I definitely always push people to watch that. Follow Blanime Podcast on social media, Blanime Podcast. I apologize in advance for Mike.
Yeah.
He runs our
It ain't even a pod. He just be on Twitter wilding out like Steve.
He be
And
talking about
Niku.
me.
Mike be wilding
For good reason.
though. Good reason. But yeah, you can check us out on everything. Apple, Spotify, all that good stuff. We love to have you listen to us. That's it. That's all I got.
All right.
Okay.
And last but not least,
Yeah.
our resident we can just end.
I never rock on every block.
So she's sick of you. She's sick of you. She was,
Wait,
she
did
was
you
like,
see how she felt and she was waiting for me to say it? No, but no, go ahead, Panda. Go ahead and get your final words out here. Suggestions,
follow me.
recommendations, all of that.
Of course. So follow me at Panda_DADON Dadon. Follow Worst Gen Pod. Tune in. We are on break right now, but we will be coming back with season 3 and with season 3 of Worst Gen Pod. I will be bringing you new music through hashtag Give Panda the Ox. So make sure you tune in. I got some projects for y'all for that. Bringing you some bomb ass anime or lo-fi anime openings, opening endings, OSTs. You know what to do. Read and watch Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, I cannot express this enough. Mappa is doing a great job. The manga is doing a great job. I'm still in my feelings, but it's okay because we go power through this part of the manga. Woo! Read, don't watch Black Butler. Please read Black Butler because the first anime just pisses me off to no end. But outside of that, just support all the ladies on here. Support the Black Anime Pod community. Yeah, I had fun. Also when you follow me, I be wholesome. Don't let these people fool you. I'm very
All
wholesome.
right. That's what we're going with. That's what we'll stick with. That's what we'll stick with. That's what we'll stick with tonight. For Panda. That's what we'll stick with.
I remember this.
Baby, please do. We recording, so just in case you forget, we're recording.
This time
But so on that note, I definitely enjoyed these ladies. Definitely check out every single one of their pods from their wish list for their birthdays to go ahead and get some commissions going, and get these ladies on your show if you haven't had a chance to have them. I've enjoyed this. Like I said, this is definitely going to be another thing because, like I said, the guys get together and they talk about absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then they come out worse spellers than they were before.
and that's on Mike. That's on
Mary had a little lamb.
That's on Mary Hannah.
That's on Steve's sock.
Exactly.
Shade.
And
And that's on Steve's socks. Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
Oh,
That's on Steve's wet, worn sock.
Y'all, let
He
me
was
tell
on
y'all,
Florida Steve today.
Steve was talking to me and he was saying he wears sweatpants and a white t-shirt. I'm like, nigga, you wear a Dollar General outfit to sleep.
You were in jail.
What the fuck?
Steve in jail. Is everything okay? I told you that bird was holding him hostage. I told y'all that bird was holding him hostage. He in jail. So
He
That
be in
was
some
in
Crocs.
jail.
He be in some Crocs, some socks, some sweats, and a white t-shirt, hoping to just be.
Damn, man, nigga, that's
you know
the
he got
outfit I wear to Family Dollar or some
What
shit.
you say?
You know he got that room with the bench press machine in it.
Yeah,
He in jail.
That you know what? Do we need to put some money on his books?
We do.
Yeah, we can go ahead and collectively
Yeah.
listen. So he can have real cheese this week. We gonna put a couple of dollars.
No, that's on Vash's
On his pancakes.
His pancake, 'cause-
last week.
Somebody made a good point. Said that pancake was sizzling like a motherfucker when he recorded that
Hold on,
video.
hold on. Now they got me thinking, are they both in jail? Because that's some jail.
Gotta be.
It's time to go to bed, bro.
He's up here trying to say that's what his wife came up with, sir.
Don't blame your wife. Don't do that. Don't do that. You ain't gotta lie, Craig.
You ain't gotta lie. You ain't. But also on that note, our store officially launched, so you guys can definitely get some. Oh my god!
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, so you guys can definitely get some socks. You can always find us. Check out Inside the Mind of the Blerd on Twitter, and you can also find me through there. Misha KT. Speak words at me. I may not always speak back, but you can speak them at me. That's fine. And yeah, you can find us on Instagram and check out our podcast. We're on all of the major radio and streaming sites. So yeah, definitely check out the merch. Get you something. Check out our podcast, Twitter, Instagram, all of that. And once again, I can't stress enough. Check out each of these ladies in their own, environment. Check out their podcast. Go ahead and fill somebody's wish list. Go ahead and get something commissioned. Go ahead and get a restraining order on Panda. And just go ahead and get all the good stuff. Hey, go ahead and start drawing up that contract.
I'm not the one talking about over coochie on the timeline, bro.
But yes, again, ladies, thank you for coming. Thank you. And once again, this has been another episode of Inside the Mind of a Blerd. Same place, same time. And we are out. Thank you.